Hi everybody, this is Sheheryar Shahid. Welcome to All of Your Business. Today we are going to dive into some deeper topics related to economy and the economical developments happening across the world. Without any further delay, let's move towards our guest, Mr. Mehtab Haider. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine.
Sir, once again, I'll ask you the same question. Are you enjoying out in the nature?
Of course, because Islamabad is a beautiful city,
Absolutely.
and I will request all of our audience to please visit Islamabad.
Absolutely, sir. Sir, I'll begin the podcast with the first question, and that is a very important one. Pakistan's total foreign exchange reserves have increased by 10 million US dollars over the past week, and they have reached about 19.81 billion US dollars. Sir, how do you see it, and what impact would it bring to the economy of Pakistan if I ask you in the simpler words?
My simpler answer is it's a routine issue
Hmm.
because overall our foreign exchange reserves held by government of Pakistan are close to $19 billion, out of which more than $14 billion of this are the reserves held by the State Bank of Pakistan,
Hmm.
and more than $5 billion are the reserves held by the commercial banks.
Okay.
These reserves belong to the individuals and the companies having foreign exchange accounts.
Hmm.
And second is that Pakistan is eyeing to build up its foreign exchange reserves to create a buffer under the IMF program. In the last financial year, Pakistan, State Bank of Pakistan, purchased more than $7 billion from the market, open market, to build up its reserves. But there is a challenge, and the challenge is that now the trade deficit is on the rise. And in the first quarter, the trade deficit is hovering around $9.4 billion. So it will translate into the current account deficit, which was surplus in the last financial year.
Hmm.
So let's see how much we are going to build up reserves. That's why it's very important that when we receive a tranche from the IMF, then we will be able to enter into the international capital market by launching bond account, and then probably we are going to launch a Eurobond as well in the second half of this financial year.
Hmm. Sir, my next question to you is actually a very important one. And that could be a breakthrough in Pakistan's petroleum industry. So, new gas and oil discoveries have been made in Sindh. Sir, this is to what extent do you think it's a breakthrough for Pakistan, number one? And number two, does it mean that we can also be in the big wigs of the petroleum across the globe?
Actually, it's a very significant development that the Mari Petroleum Company has made a successful discovery of more than 300 million barrel oil per day and more than 3 billion cubic gas. And this is a very significant because, this oil and gas uh, component is consuming around 16 to 20 billion dollars
Okay.
per annum of Pakistan, and this is the largest importing bill of Pakistan's economy. So, if we made successful discoveries both in oil and gas, I think it's a great achievement.
Hmm.
And Fahim Haider, who is the CEO of the Petroleum, Mari Petroleum, he also held it and stated that they are going to make more discoveries in days to come.
And said how much it would be beneficial for the Pakistan
Of course,
in the international picture.
of course, it's a significant development, but still there is a need to do more because I have just stated that this oil and gas import bill is hovering around 16 to 20 billion dollars. It's a huge.
Hmm.
But if we save and we explore $1, it will save our import bill. So it's a consistent process, but it's a great achievement.
So, having said that, what if we, since we have found reserves, how much finances do we need to make everything bring into the practical form?
Actually, this is
And how big it's going to be a challenge for the government? What do you think?
it's a major challenge because that's why United States of America is interested to cooperate Pakistan in mineral sector.
Hmm.
Why? Because it requires technology and investment.
Hmm.
So if we are going to build up this cooperation, it will help us to achieve more exploration
Hmm.
in the mineral sector.
Hmm.
And because it's an expensive thing. So if American companies or the Europeans come here and we are able to provide them an enabling environment, it will be a great success.
So, do you think, as an expert in the future, Pakistan would be selling its own oil and gas? Do you see that happening?
I will recall what Mr. Donald Trump has
He said
suggested,
yes.
that there might be one day when India will buy oil from Pakistan.
Yeah.
So it depends that how much we are going to invest and explore. And one thing is very important, that how we are going to provide an enabling environment to the foreign investors who should be safe first of all in Pakistan, and then they should also bring technology to explore, to make exploration in this sector.
So it's a long way to go.
Of course, it's a long way to go, but one step ahead, it means we are making progress.
We are making definitely progress. Sir. The next question is quite innocent and quite concerning one. So government and IMF, they are considering raising the prices or GST, withholding taxes on solar panels and internet services. So, sir, given that the people of Pakistan are already facing lots of problems and challenges with respect to inflation, is it going to be an added burden, number one? And number two, what might have led them to take this decision?
Actually, FBR had faced a revenue shortfall of rupees 198 billion in the first quarter. Pakistan's first quarter means from July to September. Pakistan's financial year starts from July 1 and it ends on June 30th. So in the first quarter, there is shortfall of 198 billion.
Okay.
And there we have invested a annual collection target of 14.13 trillion with the IMF. And the parliament has also granted its note to this annual tax collection target. So keeping in view the shortfall in the first quarter, we have agreed with the IMF that there will be a contingency plan if this revenue shortfall exceeds in the second quarter, means from October to December. So if the shortfall exceeds in the first half till December 31st, then from January 1, Pakistan and IMF have identified certain contingency measures provided Ministry of Finance remains unable to reduce its expenditures. Then this contingency plan will be implemented. And two of the proposals, there are 5 to 6 proposals. Two proposals are to raise the GST on solar panels from 10 to 18%. And there is another proposal that on internet, at the moment, existing tax rate is 15% withholding tax. There is a proposal to raise it from 15% to 15 to 18 to 20%. So it depends whether Pakistan will be able to meet its second quarter target and whether Ministry of Finance refuses to reduce its expenditures, then the contingency plan under the IMF program will be implemented. And there is one thing. We have imported solar panels to generate 25,000 to 30,000 megawatt.
Okay.
And Ministry of Power is really perturbed and worried that if this kind of power generation is going to be obtained through solar panels, the many consumers will prefer to remain off grid. So it's a challenge for the power sector to increase consumption. So they want to discourage the solar panels.
Thank you so much, sir, for this answer. Sir, Nestle, it's an MNC. It has decided for the mass firings, and over 16,000 employees have been fired to cut down the costs across the globe. Sir, number one, what makes you think that is happening? And number two, are Pakistani employees of Nestle in danger with respect to their jobs?
Actually, globally, they have just announced to cut down 16,000 jobs across the globe. There are 3,000 permanent employees working with the Nestle in Pakistan.
Okay.
They have 4 outlets operating in Pakistan, and the major one is in Shekhupura, one is in Kabirwala, another one is in Karachi, and the 4th one is in Islamabad. So it depends that how much it's going to affect the largest FMCG operating in Pakistan. There are 2 largest FMCG. One is Nestle, and second one is the Pakistan Tobacco Company.
Okay.
They are equivalent almost. And Nestle has invested more than $1 billion in Pakistan. And in the last quarter, from July to September, they have achieved a growth of almost 20%. So it depends that how much they are going to justify their growth. But probably there might be some effect on their local employment in Pakistan. As I have told you that there are more than 3,000 people who are working in Pakistan as a direct employer of the Nestle.
So that does that mean that Pakistanis who are working in Nestle, they don't have to worry for now?
It's just they have started, they have just announced. They haven't made any public announcement in this regard. So fingers crossed, but we hope that keeping in view their growth, there might be slight retrenchment, but I don't see a major retrenchment share in case of Pakistan.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time. This was all for today. Keep watching All of Your Business. And if you want us to discuss any economical topics, or you want us to talk about any specific thing, do let us know in the comments. Take care.